happening, you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another piping hot episode of Sippin' the Tea, where we
sip the tea and our guests
spill that tea. Yes. Oh, girl, you moves blew my asshole out.
You know how I do. We have little glitty glit over here.
Shook out. We got Miss Mama in the building, and get your schooling hats on, people, because we're gonna dig deep today with an entrepreneur, an investor, one of the founding members of CupGang, and a car enthusiast. What's up, Brian Goldstein? How are you, buddy?
Good.
Thank you for being here.
How are you feeling today?
Good. How are you?
I'm feeling fabulous.
I'm getting my notepad out because I'm taking notes because I want to be a billionaire, buddy. Let's go.
Trying to get on.
I want to be there too.
Well, we can go together then.
Okay, so let's take it back. Your journey. Where are you from? How did you get into cars? How did that become like your passion? Let's take it way back.
So born and raised in LA, never left. So actually born down the street at Cedar Sinai.
Hey.
And went to school in LAUSD, and then my parents were like, "You're not going to the next LAUSD school," so they transferred me to Beverly Hills. Went to high school there, and then started getting into cars. I started my first business when I was 16. I started a high-end detail business. Our monthly memberships were $400, and you come in as much as you want or as little as you want. Your car would stay spotless, and from there, the passion for cars just kept getting worse.
Worse?
At one point, I think I exceeded 30 cars at one time, and it became a problem. 30 cars, where do you stuff 30 cars?
In your big mansion, brother.
I bought a warehouse, and then just cars that I'd forget about them. I'd be like, oh, I own one of those?
Yeah.
I'd go take that out, bring it home, play with it for the weekend, and just then met other really cool car people, and through that, we then started CupGang, which stands for Cars Unite People. And so all of us just kind of linked up for the same love. Didn't matter if you drove a Honda or you drove a supercar, like we all were that one passion, that one love, and just we'd go to dinner every week, hangouts, and people started following us, and it all kind of started off as a joke, like CupGang. What the heck is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interest, but it's interesting enough that it makes you say, what is that?
Yeah.
So it gets people talking, and that kind of, I can say, but I love the social component of the gathering of people, like the squad, the gang.
And then I don't know if you guys have been to, or O'Gara holds a car meet once, I think it's the first Sunday of every month at Sunset Plaza. And you'll see 200 kids there with cameras, like just there to take a photo. And hey, you want to see it? Want to sit in it? I don't care. Just don't scratch it. And
It'd be like, listen now, don't scratch it.
But it's really cool to see all these kids come out and, get off the streets of doing silly things, and just all they care about is chasing that next car down Rodeo or whatever to get that epic shot that no one's seen yet. And I'll get DMs from them all the time. Hey, you want to go do a photo shoot? Sure. If I'm not doing anything that day, let's go. I think Friday I took the day off, went to Malibu, went all through the canyons, and 3 photographers came, and we took out 2 cars and just got a bunch of content.
That's dope. You're building this really amazing culture and community, but in something that's in a very positive way and very, very different. It's a very, particular niche, and I think that's amazing, what you're doing.
Yeah, and a lot of kids hey, they don't want to, schools, nothing's evolved in the schooling over the years, but all these kids want to learn a new trade. I can't edit a photo. I know how to work a camera, but these kids are squatting low to get the right angle, spending hours.
I know about that.
Right.
Spending hours in Photoshop, editing it. I'm like, no, dude, here, I took an iPhone photo. My girl's always put some effort into it. I was like, that was effort.
Did you see?
And I was like, I got the new iPhone, so I get the better picture. She's like, yeah, you forget it. I'm like, fine. This is why I hang out with good photographers and have them do all the hard work.
So I want to take it back to something that you just touched on in terms of how you kind of, through living and your passion, stumbled upon CupGang, but also at the same time started your business journey, probably without even realizing it. Was that something that you started to surround yourself with business people or like-minded people in that sense?
One thing I don't really talk about is I was in special ed from middle school all the way through high school. And, I got made fun of for being in a different class and all that stuff. But I never really enjoyed school. Whether I had that learning disability or not, it was kind of I'd rather do something that interests me.
Totally.
I was good at wrenching on cars and whatnot. I enjoyed detailing, spending the hours to get a car to look perfect. And so that kind of led me into that. So I was in school doing what I needed to do, but on the side I was still working on car stuff, and I was able to miss some classes, answer phone calls, get that going, and just kind of bounce back and forth till I graduated. And then once I graduated, just started doing other business ventures that then led to the passion of cars and being able to afford the cars. And now it's at the point of, well, okay, I've made a lot of money, I got a lot of cool stuff, but what's it mean? Like, you can buy all the cool stuff in the world, what's my give back? So now I've been mentoring kids to get to that next level of,
That's dope.
you know, teaching them Amazon and showing them, hey, you may think that all these Instagrammers aren't working, but guys like me, Instagram's 20 hours a week just to maintain, not including my day job and everything else in between. And they're like, well, I don't want to work more than 40 hours. Well, sorry, I work 60 to 120 depending on what I need to do that week. They're like, well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I was like,
you think?
it never stops. Look at the Kardashians. They work 24/7.
Yeah, no matter what you think that they don't do, they actually
are
do.
doing,
Yeah, and they're constantly working, just like you guys.
Yeah.
You're not doing this, you're doing your PR stuff and
Yeah.
all that evolving,
real.
Yeah.
and not including your Instagram. You know, it's all of that combined. People
That's
don't
the
realize
bane.
you're wearing 4 different hats in a day, and it's like, well, how do I do that?
Yeah. Well, I just have to go back and just say, for one, like, that's such a cool story to say, you know, you were made fun of, but how you were able to, you know, kind of go through something, make a cool business, and then be able to turn it back around. And you've built a really big social media, speaking of. So how do you think your social media following came from? Because you have a really big social media following.
Correct. So I don't exactly know, but I'd say I got into the car game early, just like the big YouTubers, they started early, and the algorithms were a lot better to grow. I don't think I could duplicate what I did back then today just because they've changed all the algorithms.
Yeah.
But I was able, and I'm not the guy out there, like if you look at my Instagram, I'm not, yeah, I have a lot of flashy cars on there, but I'm not out there bragging, hey, I'm buying this or buying that.
I did notice that, and
Yeah.
I have to highlight that. You're more, it feels aspirational without the sell.
Yeah, and I don't want to be that guy
Yeah.
like, oh, here's this money waving it in front of you.
God, I hate that shit.
I was like, yeah, I have nice stuff, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but even like getting dressed for today, I'm like, what watch do I wear that isn't too loud? Like, I just want to be basic. And my girl's like, just wear that one. She's like, well, what about a flashy belt? I'm like, no, Calvin Klein. Like, that's when I asked you when we were talking on the phone, I was like, what do you want me to wear? You're like, dress how
I
you
was like,
normally
just
wear.
be you, be
Be
your,
you, because
your
that's-
authentic self.
And I'm the
think-
guy that shows up in basketball shorts and a t-shirt everywhere, unless I have to be in court.
Ooh, that's a story.
That's for the rapid fire.
Right?
But
You haven't been to court recently, though.
yeah, when you own your own business, you're
You stay.
I got it.
More money, more problems.
exactly, and that's what people forget. And just there's always something going on somewhere, and they think when you're out having fun, like you're not still working. No, I'm on my phone doing stuff, answering emails. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, and it's just interesting to see how people reality are warped by social media.
Yeah, 'cause social media is a fraud too. But also people use it for good and bad, and I respect the people.
I agree.
No,
I
I-
agree.
You know, like
I understand the platform. That's why we've all met. But it's still sad that people think that's real life when really that's entertainment for me.
yeah.
I think it is entertainment in general, but it's about finding a balance, and the balance there's no equation to it.
No,
It's evolution, and it's like, that's why I'm glad there's people like you mentoring it, people within your niche and people that have that interest, because a lot of them could fall by the wayside and honestly go down a path where a lot of young people and young teens do go down negative paths.
Yeah, and like
Totally.
a lot of these people message me, well, when I'm older, I want to own flashy cars. My biggest thing is flashy cars are not a goal. It's a depreciating asset. Don't focus on the tangibles. Focus on the lifestyle you want to live.
Can you just repeat that right there? We discussed in the beginning.
Yes.
Get it?
So focus on the lifestyle you want to live. Like focus on, hey, I want to be able to travel with my family, be able to have my kids go to good schools, all that good stuff, rather than, oh, I want a big house and 5 cars. Well, okay, what's that get you at the end of the day? That's not happiness. I'm the guy that had 30 cars. It didn't fill that void.
Yeah.
I had the house, had all the girls. Like, didn't matter. You still feel empty at the end of the day. And it's finding that true purpose. Yeah, I'm grateful that I've become successful.
Yeah.
But that doesn't fill the void of whatever it is. Each person has a different void that they they want to give back at.
The destiny, baby.
Right? Then you're a perfect example. And I love when people like you have this platform to be able to talk about these things, because people do think just because someone's successful or someone's wealthy, like, there's all these negative attributes when you have so many positive things that you're doing. So you're like a real life story of like, almost like a fairy tale, like from your childhood to now and what you're doing. It's like,
With a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
No, and
I love it.
Being in
Which I love.
special ed was one hurdle. I come from, my family had money growing up, but came from alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and all that stuff. And people don't realize, you have all this cool stuff, but my girl always asked me, hey, what do you want for your birthday? I could go buy whatever I want. I want a card. I want something thoughtful, something you can't buy. I want you to plan something and put effort into it versus swiping your credit card and saying, here.
I like that.
Yeah.
Your dog shows you love no matter what you say.
Unconditional. What's up, gang?
Right? The little nuggets.
This is the dog gang here, baby.
right?
CupGang, dog gang.
Dog gang. gang.
People just don't realize it, and they look at social media as, hey, I want this picture. It's not the picture. It's what are you trying to fill in between?
I think it's great to be able to use Instagram to look at somebody like you and be like, I aspire to be there, but also to be like, what can I do to put my stamp on it? And what is the work to get there? Because you see an end product. Sometimes the end product's completely fake anyway.
Yeah.
But you see an end product, and I love the inspirational part of what you do, whether it's intended or not, because you are relatable. And that's when you were talking about, what am I going to wear? I wear this, and this is who I am. That's kind of what makes you successful, because you're no bullshit. It's straight up.
Yeah.
And I think that in part, I think is part of why you
Part of
connect.
the success. Yeah.
And I have the famous friends, but I don't go around posting, oh, I'm with this person or that person. Like half the time I'm hanging around really cool people.
Yeah.
I forget to take a picture because I'm enjoying the moment. I hate when you go to a concert and you see everybody holding their phone. Like, you paid a lot of money to be here. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Be present in the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
I
put your
agree.
phone away. Like, you want to take a couple pictures to remember? I'm all for it. But don't be standing there showing the whole concert. Like, nobody wants to see that.
Through the lens.
I can
Right.
watch it on YouTube.
True story.
So I do have a question for you, because you are super successful. I always look at, and I always say failure, it's never a negative thing, like it's just a way to go back and start all over with more knowledge. So, but if there is one thing you could say, if you could look back at yourself, is there something that you wish you would have avoided when it came to like the process of building your business?
So, great question. Yes, certain partnerships I wish I didn't go into, and I wish instead of doing a handshake deal, I went back and hired attorneys and paid them more money to have everything organized on the front half.
So
Because
true.
it's no different than a divorce. It's messy. And emotions get involved. You thought that person was your brother, your sister, like my dad, whatever it might be. And you get burned by someone you trusted and loved, and it's like, well, damn, now I don't want to work with anybody. And, it's protecting yourself at the end of the day, because no one's going to look out for you besides your mom and dad and yourself. Other than that, significant others, everybody talks. But at the end of the day, it's you.
It's true.
Sound advice.
That's some really
By
good
far
advice.
sound advice.
Yes.
I mean, looking at the evolution and like hearing that, I think that's a huge takeaway for people. Number one, you have to go look after yourself. But number two, it's like, that's great advice for people to like put the money in first to cover yourself, because,
Yeah,
I mean, you've done it, you've lived it. So listen up.
Listen,
It's no different
I've
than
done it too, and I'm like, ooh, Lord,
Trust me.
the struggle.
Trust me. Been there, done that.
Partnerships are hard, but like
If you break through and continue and like can learn from things, but sometimes lessons are costly.
yeah.
Yeah, and then always work on yourself. Whether it's going to therapy weekly or whatever it is for you to better yourself.
Big advocate.
Right, I'm a big. I go every
Sippin' and tea
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
There's no shame in that, and people are like, "Oh, I have to go to therapy." It's like, no, you're working on yourself to get to that next level. Like, everybody has work to do.
It's true.
What a well-rounded guy you are.
Right? It's so.
So open, like seriously, hat off to you, my brother.
Thank
you.
For real, because it's like you open so freely about talking about a multitude of things. It's nice.
And it's
very
and it's very
refreshing.
relatable, because people sometimes can look and say, wow, he has it all. Oh, he doesn't deal with anything. But it's like people don't realize everyone's human. We're not superhuman.
Everybody.
So it's nice when there's someone like you who's super successful to be able to open up and talk about this. I feel like it gives people like, hey, you know what? If he can do it, so can I.
Yeah, and people forget.
Get that on a t-shirt.
People forget. We all still have those sleepless nights. You're like, oh, I made a bad decision. How do I fix it?
Yeah.
It take me a week of sleepless nights till I find the answer. And just working through it, just because you have the pockets and the attorneys doesn't mean that's the fix-all for everything.
It's true.
That's absolutely true. So looking ahead, 5 years, 10 years, what do you want for your life?
I want to go more into the full-time coaching thing and just showing people, like, motivating them, because it's sad.
I can see that happening more than
Keynote speaker.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's like, I have one kid that I'm mentoring right now, and I've done really well on Amazon. I got it up to $1 million a month at one point. These kids are like, well, I don't know what they're asking. And the email clearly states what Amazon wants from you. And the guy's like not reading the email and texting me to find the answer. I was like, dude, I'm here for 4 months to help you. Mm-hmm. And then I'm handing you off. Like, I'm putting in plenty of hours for what you're paying me is peanuts. And it's like, I'm here to help you and show you, but I can't do the work for you. And that's what people expect you to hold their hand and do it the whole way. No, like,
You gotta learn.
I don't think you realize what my time is worth. You're paying me $200 a month to get access to my cell phone. That's insane.
That literally is insane. But it's like so nice that you're giving these young people that
I'm
kind
giving
of hand
to
help.
like,
but it's like you're not gonna walk with them.
No,
they have to walk.
They'll walk with them, but it's like you can't just be like, let me carry you the whole way, you know?
Oh no, they're
It's like
texting me at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like, I don't sleep anyways. I'll answer some of them, but I'll intentionally wait a day to see if you find the answer. Because once we disconnect at the end of our period, like, dude, you should be able to go to that next level. Another guy said, hey, order this book, Power of Now. Big believer in the book. It just helps you look at things differently. And he's had the book for about 3 weeks. I was like, what page are you on? He's like, 30. I'm like,
that's it?
He had every excuse in the book. And I'm like, you want to get out of debt. You want to get to that next level. You're thinking about making some major moves, but you can't read a 400-page book. Like, I can crush that in 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not holding you to my standard, but in a month, I expect you at least be 150 pages in.
Totally.
And it's just sad that people are willing to pay for a quick answer when I'm not giving you a quick answer. I'm giving you the tips to get there, and I'm showing you how to structure a company, making sure you don't get burned by attorneys. But, dude, you got to do the work.
Yeah. I mean, that's like...
Listen up, kids. Right? Listen up, because if you got an opportunity like that, damn.
Right? And I mean...
Read those 400 pages. Do it.
It's true, because just as like anything, like, you think about people who win the lottery, like if you haven't done the work to get that type of money, you lose it so quickly because you didn't put in the work to know, how to be able to manage something.
There is actually stats on that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 90%, if not higher, that they lose it all.
That they lose it all.
They go bankrupt. So should we make it a little nice
Let's get some
airy?
scratchies and like scratch offs, and let's do some rapid fire.
Some rapid fires. Okay, so we have some few quick
Wake up, Mama, it's rapid fire. Guess not.
She's like, I'm out.
She's like, listen, he dressed me like a sheep. How are you going to do this?
Okay.
Here we go. Ladies first. Don't look at me like that, bitch.
Okay, so who would play you in a movie of your life?
Oh, I got somebody, I think.
Come on, rapid fire now.
That ain't rapid, bitch.
I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Who's the guy in Entourage?
Who?
Oh my God, the guy in Entourage, the agent.
Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven.
But he's white. I'm brown.
It's not it's an actor.
I don't know. You said.
Well, he wants someone
I can
that looks.
see his.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll go to this one. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, reading minds.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, if the house is on fire, what 2 things do you run back and get?
My girl and my dogs.
I was about to say, you told me you had a Doberman, bitch. If you don't
Right? Okay, and then Netflix and chill or a night out on the town?
Netflix and chill any day.
Yeah? You want to do that last?
What's the last one?
This one? Or that? Oh.
We've already done them all.
Oh.
Oh. All right, maybe if it's... Who's the last person who called or texted you? Bring it out.
Right?
Last person that texted, my friend Squints from Sandlot. And last person that called, my friend Danny.
There you
Okay,
go.
well, there you go. All right. Well, for people who are living under a rock, I want you to look right here in this camera and plug your social media and where everybody can find you at and all that jazz.
Instagram is Brian Gold, PhD.
PhD, baby.
That's it. No, that's
He
all
wants to
right.
drive that traffic there, girl.
Right. Okay. Well, you can follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew and this little nugget at Glitty Glit.
You can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983. Wake up, girl. It's Mama 2011. You little sheep. Brother, thank you so much for coming
Yes.
today. Let's cheers it out.
Cheersy cheers.
Blessings
Yes.
for a big 2020 for you.
Yep.
Exactly. All right, guys. Until next week, we will catch you guys on Sippin' the Tea on EverTalk TV.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you got the wrong number. Click.